We spent the first 6 months to a year since my position was created finding out what our alumni needed and wanted from their relationship with the university, and more the last 6 months really identifying the state of our clubs and contacts and finding out who's a Spartan contact in a remote region with 3 or 4 alums, and who's really an actively engaged club, and who's in leadership. The way this relates to assessing the effectiveness of our local clubs, which is a big part of the conversation domestically, is for international we really need to know who is in charge, what the clubs are doing, what they need from the university, and how they're already supporting the university's initiatives so that we can incentivize those clubs. We have some of that information. The other thing that's been really a hot button issue the last few months in terms of limited resources is identifying where the majority of our alumni reside in the world and where the university's strategic priorities overlap so that we can apply the major market strategy that's going on domestically to what we're doing internationally. The ways that this has been formalized within the university is the university's travel coordination system, a system for making sure that when key central administrators, such as the deans of our colleges, know where they're going to be going, and we realize this is not always something that they know far in advance, but when they do connect with our office to let us know that they're going to be going to a country, we can then communicate with alumni there. And a lot of times this brings people out of the woodwork who haven't really been responsive to communications, haven't necessarily been in communication with the university, but the prospect that there's a high-level administrator going there is very attractive. So in terms of growing membership in the Alumni Association, which is really the central portal for alumni to engage easily with the university, we really need to examine the value proposition for international alumni. And I know that this has been going on in the Membership and Marketing Committee domestically, and we really are just getting ready to take it to the next step, to the next stage for international. The approach in the domestic situation is the basis for everything that we're doing internationally, but in many cases there's a slight twist. This is partly because needs differ from country to country. The situation of alumni differs from country to country. We have some clubs where the majority of activity seems to be among expatriate alumni, and other clubs where we have both active expatriates and active local alumni, and they don't necessarily communicate easily with each other. We're looking for the unified thread, which certainly is the love for the alma mater, but also what unified needs they have. Stephen Wong, who is the International Alumni Representative on the National Board, which was a newly created position in 2009, Stephen created a LinkedIn forum for club leaders to communicate with each other, and we've been promoting their use of this as a vehicle to both filter news from the university, for the leaders to communicate. It's a way for clubs to mentor each other. One thing that I can say that that permeates all of our international activities is that we look at what we already have in terms of existing resources and we strategically align them. So we're customizing the distribution of the news that goes out from the university to match the interests of our international alumni. And this allows us to find alumni who are just randomly searching news of interest in their professional fields, and in the news that goes out, it all connects back to the main university website. And the Alumni Association's International Alumni Connections are only 2 clicks down. The other part of what we're working on right now is really using our own website. Now, I have a site on the ISP website and a home in the Alumni Association, but using those 2 hubs of information, cross-linking with each other, but using those 2 hubs of information as the home site for alumni to find the university and to know how they can stay updated.